Okay, so welcome. Hi, Bio. Welcome. I want us to start. I don't want to keep our guests waiting. Um, I want us to begin immediately so that any other person coming in, if they come late, they'll have to catch the replay up on YouTube. Um, yeah, so we are live. I'll also record. Okay. So thank you so much, Kemi, for honoring our invitation. Thank you so much for coming to the Fresh Look Africa. This is our monthly community training. So we've been having these community trainings from February. So we had our conference, our second year annual conference in January. And since then, we've been having monthly trainings for our community so that they can get equipped in, different aspects of the teaching profession. And, we try to bring topics and areas that we feel that teachers need help with. And, even through surveys and through observation or questions, we are able to know, okay, this is what teachers need right now. And we try as much as possible to get experts in those areas to deliver wisdom to our community. So thank you so much, Kemi, for coming. We are truly grateful. Also, yeah. So the Fresh Look Africa is a community or a not-for-profit organization or community that is set to raise quality teachers through teacher education, professional development, learning. And as much as possible, we want quality teachers in our classroom. And the Fresh Look Africa is trying as much as possible to provide solutions to that problem by giving trainings, mentorship, job opportunities, and all the necessary supports that a teacher needs to thrive in the classroom. So we're trying to do that as much as possible to the best of our ability right now. Our academy, the Skill Teacher Academy, comes up in July. So we're excited about that so that we can go full course into the academy and other teachers can have access to these trainings regardless of where they are and regardless of if they have the internet or not. So it's just going to be there for people to have access to. And without further ado, I want to introduce Kemi. Kemi Ogunsanya is an award-winning educator with over 9 years of teaching experience. In her current role, she serves primarily as a literacy educator, working with key stage 2 students. She's also a Microsoft Innovative Educator expert who has her first degree in English education and her master's degree in educational administration. She is the convener of the Teachers Discourse Series, a platform birthed to equip teachers with relevant skills. Kemi is both a columnist and an editor who has her articles published in leading newspapers and magazines. She has also facilitated numerous training and development sessions for educational institutions within and outside Nigeria. She was nominated in March 2001 as a top 100 career woman in Nigeria and has been a recipient of several other notable recognitions. And I also added she is also a finalist of the Active Citizen Education Award 2020. Please let us welcome Kemi Ogunsanya. She's going to be taking us on elevating your personal brand as a teacher. Thank you so much. You want me to share your slides now? Hi.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you. We can hear
you. All right. Hello. Good evening, everyone. It's such a great pleasure, a great privilege to be here right now. I've had such a busy day, but I knew that, I really must be here because it's always, a privilege to speak with educators and just share with them. Not to waste too much of the time, I'm going to just jump straight into my topic. Please, I'll need help with my slides.
Sure, I'll do that in a moment, please.
Yes, so my topic is elevating your personal brand as a teacher, as an educator. What does it mean for you to elevate your brand? And for me to start out, I'll just pose this question. Now, as teachers, there are many things we're looking forward to having. There are many things we need, we want. So if you ask yourself, please still the first life. Okay, so if you ask yourself, what are the things I really want as a teacher? I want a better job. I want more income. I want exposure. I want visibility. What are all those things you really need? Now, you might come up with a very long list of things you want. Now the question is, how can you get all of these things? The simple answer to the long list of things you might have for you to get as a teacher is your personal brand. Everything you want as a teacher lies on the other side of building a brand. Now, as we continue in this session, I'm going to be using myself as a case study. How building my brand has paved ways for me, has brought opportunities for me. But the underlying thing I want us to understand right now is everything you want as a teacher will come from building a personal brand. I mean, I'm a testimony of the fact that building your brand will get the opportunities. I mean, it will get you teaching. I mean, you won't be the one running after the jobs. The jobs will be the one coming after you.
Okay,
because
right.
people can see your brand, people can see your pathway, your record of excellence. So they want you on their board. I mean, so building your personal brand has many advantages that I'm still going to get to. So please, the next slide. Okay, so looking at the screen right now, there are lots of logos, and I'm sure we might be able to recognize some of these logos. If you're able to recognize any of them, please just put the name in the chat box and then the number. For example, number 3 is Toyota. Yes, Toyota. So if you know any other logo there and what it means, please just put it in the chat box. Okay, I see one response. I need more. Yes. Any more?
I feel like if I answer all of them. One is the football field.
Okay, so we're going to be moving straight up. Now we can see all of these logos and we're able to identify them. How are we able to identify them? I think that's the question. How do you know that number 6 is Apple? How do you know that number 8 is Bic? How do you know that number 7 is MasterCard? How do you know that number 1 is Chelsea? The football people, number 1 is Chelsea. How do we know all of these things? Now, we've seen these brands consistently. That's one key word about brands, consistency. We've seen these brands, we've seen their consistency. I mean, every time Chelsea Football Club is appearing, we can see this logo maybe on their jerseys, we can see it maybe in the stadium and all of that. On every Toyota car in the world, you must see this logo on the screen. Am I correct?
Yeah.
You must see this. On every MasterCard, all of us hold MasterCards, right? You must see this logo on every MasterCard. We drink Pepsi, right? You see this logo on every single bottle. Now, what are they trying to do? They're trying to make an impression in our minds. We see it all the time, so we know what they are. No one needs to tell you twice. So when you see this Apple, it's the Apple logo. That's what building your brand is. Consistency. What's the word now? Like stapling your name on the minds of people. Like gluing your name on the minds of people so that when they need an educator that does this, that does that, oh, their minds just automatically go to you because of consistency. Now, I know some people will tell me that, oh, I'm not a social media person. I don't really like some of these platforms. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm here to tell you that there is no way you're going to build a personal brand without coming out on social media, without having that, presence on social media, because I mean that's where the world is, right? That's where the opportunities are, just showing up. Now, when I look at myself and the way I've grown, I'm an introverted person, but in fact, nobody ever believes me. I like to stay on my own, just stay in my room, do my thing, just be alone. I mean, I'm not that person that wants to be on social media and do all of these things and throw banters. I just want to be there. But I realized that in building my brand, there's something about putting yourself out there. Putting yourself out there, just doing it, just doing it. I mean, not because of pride, not because you're showcasing anything, not because you're showing off, but just because you want to imprint your name, yourself in the minds of people. Why does Toyota put this logo on their cars? To staple it there for you to know that this is us, this is what we can produce, this is what we can do. So as a teacher, putting yourself out there is letting people know there is someone called me. This is what I do in my class. These are the strategies I use. These are the approaches I use in my classroom. Please, the next slide. Thank you. Okay, so I like to tell this story when I teach about personal branding. I like to teach this story. So now there are two bottles on the screen. There's the Pepsi bottle and the other bottle that we don't know what the name is. Now, the other bottle that we don't know what the name is option A. The Pepsi bottle is option B. So everybody in this room, I want you to tell me, you're very thirsty, you walk into a store and you want to get a drink. You see option A, you don't know the name, there's no NAFDAC number if you're in Nigeria, there's no regulation, there's no manufacturer or expiry date. In fact, the bottle is even half filled, just half. It's not even full, and you see it in the store. Option A, option B, which one will you go for? Please put your answer in the chat box, please. Which one will you? A is the one that doesn't have a name. We don't know who manufactured it. We don't know when it's expiring. We don't know anything, but we can see it in the store. A or B? Which one will you go for? B. Okay, thank you, Andorra. Any other person talking? Which option will you go for? A or B?
B.
B, thank you. Now, most people will go for B. Anyone that is going for A must be a very adventurous person, that just wants to know what is inside the bottle or just wants to take risks. Why will you go for option B? That's the question. What if I tell you that option A is a very nice drink? What if I tell you that option A is the sweetest drink in the world, the healthiest drink in the world? Why will you still take A or will you still go for B? What if I tell you that option A is, what if I just tell you so many great things about option A? Will you still take it? The answer is most people will still not go for option A because option A has not built visibility. It has not built credibility in the minds of people. It has not proved itself as authentic. But look at option B. Look at the Pepsi bottle. The Pepsi bottle will give you a NAFDAC number. It will give you an expiry date. Pepsi is tested and trusted as a brand. So we will all go for B. The question, okay, I might be shaking some little tables, but the question you should be asking right now is, if someone needs a top teacher right now in the biggest paying school in Nigeria, do you think that your visibility is strong enough to get you that opportunity? Do you think so? Because opportunities like that are flying through the air every day. But you know what? They will always look out for people that have that strong brand. There are many applications, there are many job opportunities, that never come to social media or any place that they're advertising. No, they are job opportunities that people will never announce it, but it will get filled. How will they get it filled? They will look out for people. How do I know? Now, last September, when a new session was beginning, I got about 3 job offers from LinkedIn. 3 people came into my inbox to tell me, oh, hello, Kemi, we see what you're doing, we like what you're doing, we want you to come on this role. Ladies and gentlemen, I did not send my CV to anybody. I did not tell anybody I was looking for a job. These are jobs in top schools. I cannot mention their names right now, but top schools. And they were not calling me for a teacher job. I'm a teacher right now, okay? 100% that this is my classroom right now. I'm a teacher. But these people were not calling me for teacher jobs. They were calling me for head of school jobs. They were calling me for quality assurance officer jobs, top jobs. Okay? Now, for some reasons, I wasn't ready to move. So, I didn't accept those roles. But when you build a brand, your brand will speak for itself. Please, the next slide. I hope I'm making sense. I know I'm kind of rushing, but...
Most definitely.
Okay, so this picture on the screen right now says everything about my life and everything about what personal branding has done. from getting awards, recognitions. There's a picture like that on the screen, from facilitating at some of Nigeria's biggest organizations, being on TV, being on radio, having sponsored trips in different countries across the world. All these things, being a brand ambassador, all these things have come from building a brand. And the truth is that if every teacher chooses to build a brand, all of us will soar. There's enough space in the air. There's enough space. So it's not something that you now say, oh, it's only me. Because sometimes it happens to teachers, right? We are very possessive. Even regular things we use in the classroom, you find out that some teachers don't even want to share with others. There's enough room in the horizon. If every teacher chooses to build our brand intentionally, there's enough room for us to soar. Everything on the screen right now, the pictures of different, historic moments in my life that have all come from building a strong brand. How do you build that personal brand? I'm going to move quickly. Please, the next slide. Thank you, Adora. Okay, so this one says, what is your brand? I've been shouting brand, 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 brand. What is your brand? Your brand is you. My brand is me as Kemi Ogunsanya. Your brand is you, and you alone. Your brand is you and how you do what you do. How do you teach? What strategies do you use? How do you relate with your students? Those are the things that make up your stories. As teachers have some of the best stories in the world. Because every day we're relating with children. We're experiencing different kinds of students every day, new experiences. No two teachers have the same experiences in the world. Even you and the other teacher in front of your class, you can never have the same experiences. So why don't you share those stories with the world? How do you relate with your students? What are the things that happen? Those are the things that shape your brand. That intentional process of distinguishing yourself from the crowd, that is what being a brand is. Please, the next slide. Thank you very much.
No.
Now, your brand, just like I said earlier, is how you market yourself. How does Pepsi market itself? Building itself as a strong, reliable brand. Just some few minutes ago, this is it's so profound that it just happened now. A friend just sold this to me. I don't know if you can see it on the screen. I don't know if you see the picture. It's a snack, right? She just sold a snack to me. My friend made, and she sold it to me right now. And I told her, do you have a NAFDAC number? And then we laughed over it. Now, as much as it's a good snack that she has sent to me and I bought it because I'm a friend, many supermarkets in Lagos will not agree to sell this product. Why? Because there's no NAFDAC number. There's no authenticity. The brand is only known to us as our friends. They don't know our brand. So they might not buy it to keep it in their stores. Your brand is what makes you unique. What makes you competitive? What your competitive edge is, if I may say. How do you market yourself? How do you place yourself? Please, the next slide. Thank you. So just like I've said earlier on, everything you desire as a teacher, everything you desire as a teacher is on the other side of your brand. So imagine there's a bridge here. The bridge in the middle, that bridge in the middle is your brand. Everything you want as a teacher is on the other side of that bridge, which is on the other side of the brand. If you don't build that brand, you'll never cross that bridge. Your brand is a bridge that will take you to places. Your brand is what is going to make people invest in you. Towards the end of last year, I got the opportunity to travel somewhere. It was a sponsored trip. The person sent me a message on LinkedIn. He has never seen me before. He has never known me before. He told me, oh, Kemi, I want you to record a course for us, blah, 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 blah. My flight ticket, my accommodation, shopping allowance, everything I did in 2-3 days, and then I was back home. It all came from building a brand, pushing myself out there. So that's why when I say building your brand, it's a deliberate process. So you want money as a teacher, right? First thing, communicate your value. Money will come. Why will money come? Because value brings opportunities. Once you communicate your value, value will bring opportunities, and opportunities will transcend into bank alerts. It's a clear process. Communicate your value. Value will bring you opportunities. Opportunities will bring those bank alerts. Profit. But if you do not communicate your value, it won't happen. Why should you elevate your brand? Do I still need to say more about why you should elevate your brand? Anyway, business opportunities, job security. When you build your brand, even the establishment where you're working, they will respect you. I mean, you become a premium asset. Credibility. Because I have built my brand, I can tell you that if I launch a product now, I know how many people will buy that product. Because I have built, people know who can. So recently I just launched a product for parents and children. So it's right here, just in case you can see it on the screen. I just launched this cards. And in about maybe 3 weeks to 1 month, I know how many copies I've sold in hundreds. There's something that building your brand does. It gives you credibility. People just want to say, oh, this person has done this, let me be part of it. Oh, this person is doing a training. Oh, it's just about the benefits that come from building a brand. Please, the next slide. Thank you very much. Please, the next slide still. Okay, I think I'll go to the next one so that I don't take time. I think I've explained some of it. Yes, please, the next slide still. Yes. Okay. Yes, so this is fine. Thank you very much. In communicating your brand as a teacher, the first thing is, what do you see in yourself? So look at the picture on the screen. There's a little boy standing there. But when the boy looks at the mirror, he doesn't see himself as a little boy. He sees himself as a man. I'm the man, right? He doesn't see himself as so small. No, I'm big. I'm a big man. You see some of these children, you tell them, oh, you're just a little child. They say, no, I'm not a child. Just something like that, right? The boy sees himself as more. What do you see in yourself as a teacher? Because that is what will lead you to building your brand. What do you see? Do you see yourself as just a teacher, or do you see yourself as more? Ladies and gentlemen, teachers are one of the most labeled people on earth. What do I mean by one of the most labeled people? Everybody has gone through a teacher. So it's easy for them to label you and just say, oh, she's just a teacher. Oh, they're teachers, and just push you aside. It's easy to get labeled. So building your brand is what is going to make people understand that you cannot just label me as just a teacher. There is more to my life. There is more to me and my results that can come from me. So the first question is, what do you see? Never see yourself as, what am I even going to post on social media today? What am I even going to know? You have a story as a teacher. You have enormous power that you should leverage on. So what do you see? Don't see yourself as just that word, just a teacher. Please erase it from your dictionary. Because if you don't see something in yourself, you'll never push yourself out. So it's a chain, sight. When you see, you will perceive correctly. It's a chain of sight, perception, interpretation, and decisions. What you see in yourself will lead you to make decisions. I saw something. Hello, please, can you hear me? It looks like it's hanging. Hello?
We are good.
Okay.
You're good. You're good.
Yes, thank you. What you see in yourself will lead you to make decisions. I saw something in myself. I saw that I'm more than a year 4 teacher. I can do something. There is more to me, and that's what leads me to push out my stories on social media to to talk about the things that I do. See yourself as more. Please, the next slide. I will just rush through a few minutes. Building your brand is about being the difference. In the previous slide, there was one bulb that was shining out so bright amongst other bulbs. That's what being a brand is. Everybody in your school is doing something the same way. Who says you can't do it differently? That's what building a brand is. Now to the big question, how do you elevate your brand, right? How do you elevate your teaching game, if I may say? How do you elevate your brand? Number one, as a teacher, identify your passions. What can you do? Do a self-analysis. What are your strengths, weaknesses, and then what opportunities do you have? What are your threats? Now, I looked at myself and I know that in building a brand, I'm not the kind of person, I'm not a video kind of person. If you leave me to myself, I'm just like I said earlier, I'm a stay alone. That's the word. I'm just on my own like that. I knew that doing videos and all of that, it might not work for me, but I know that I can write. That's my strength. I know that I can write. So I decided to start leveraging on it by creating stories from things that are happening in my classroom, from strategies that I've used. I push it out on social media. I talk about the things that I'm doing. I saw an opportunity in social media. So I started leveraging on social media. I saw an opportunity from Facebook, the vast audience, from LinkedIn, because it's a professional, place, right? And all other platforms. And then I started to maximize these platforms. Do a self-analysis. What can you do? I know a teacher, his strength is in edutainment. I mean, some of us must have heard about Mr. Kemi Ogunsanya. He was Nigeria's top 10 global prize winner 2 years ago, right? And then he has gone on to win so many awards. His strength lies in edutainment, teaching with fun, teaching with rap songs. That's what he knows how to do. And that has led him to become one of the top 10 teachers in the whole world. Know what your strength is and maximize it and leverage on it. Some teachers, their own is dance. They create videos and those videos are taking them far. So sorry, I don't know how to dance very well. So, I may not be able to do those dance videos, but I know the one I can do. The one God has helped me with. I can write. So I start to leverage on that. Self-analysis. Please, the next slide. Okay, I'm really rushing, but I want to believe I'm passing the message across. If you're learning something, please let me know in the chat box. All right. As a teacher who wants to elevate your brand, you must be aware of the different platforms that exist. I've established a solid foundation at the beginning. You cannot say that, oh, I'm not a social media person, I'm not this. No, you must know the platforms that exist and which one work for you. Now, people are talking so much about TikTok now. That's where the life is happening. TikTok videos, all of that. I'm not yet on TikTok, okay? I'm going to get there, but I'm still having that video challenge. How do I want to go about it and all that? But I know the platforms I'm using now that are working for me. I know the platforms I'm using now that are putting money into my account from what I'm posting there. I know the platforms that are giving me training opportunities from what I post. Right now I'm coming from a training session. Where did that opportunity come? It's from one of all these platforms on the screen right now. Just pushing yourself out there, pushing your name in the minds of people, letting people know that there is a me that exists, and I'm a teacher. Every day I post. Sometimes when I want to make posts, now let me just say this. When I want to make some post about something that happened in my classroom or strategy, sometimes I'll read it like 5 times and say, oh, does this thing really make sense? Should I post it? Should I not post it? Oh, and then what's the word now? I second guess myself. Sometimes I even show people around me, right? That's the good thing about having a support network, right? People around you. I show that, I say, please help me read it. Doesn't make sense. If I post it, I don't want to form my hand. Help me read it. And then they tell me, oh, it's okay. And then I push it out. Just to know the platforms that work for you and go for it. Please, the next slide. Thank you. I'm sure I'll be done in about 5-10 minutes from now. So this is just an example of a post I made on LinkedIn a very long time ago. If you look at the bottom of the screen, you'll see 14,212 views. This was a long time ago. By now, the views on this post have gone past maybe 16,000, 17,000 views. If 14,000 human beings see your post, you should know that no matter how it is, one opportunity will come from there. This is just a post I made on LinkedIn talking about something I do in my classroom, how I switch roles, blah, blah, blah. So many people liked it, people commented, some people shared, some people came into my inbox, sending me messages. So many opportunities came for me just from this post alone. Push yourself out, say your stories. Please, the next slide. Okay, what's another way to elevate your teaching brand? Relationship building. Let me tell you something I did when I started my teaching career. Some people don't believe that I've just been teaching for about 7, 8 years, full time, thereabouts. Some people don't believe. Now, when I started my teaching career, one of the first things I did was to search out who the top educators were in different countries of the world, including Nigeria. And I started to follow them. I wanted to know who the top teachers were in America, who are the top, who are those teachers that are collecting prizes, that are doing great things. I started to follow all of these people. And then I started to see what they were doing. And then I see the things they write, the things they do, and it is sparking up something in me. Because, I mean, just like the Bible says that iron sharpens iron. When you see what other people are doing, it will spark up creativity. What do you see every day as a teacher? Who are your friends on Facebook? Is it only all those people that just want to show off their fine clothes? It's not bad to show off your clothes, I'm sorry, but you must have people that are spurring you up. I don't know if you understand what I'm saying. You must be seeing something every day. There are teachers I follow. I mean, there's a magical teacher I follow on Instagram. She does so many creative things in her classroom. When I see it, I'm like, I need to do something more. You know, follow people. They are every year. They do Global Teacher Prize winner. You see one teacher win, you see $1 million or something like that. What are those teachers doing that is making them win that money? Who says that means so I cannot win it? Let me. I mean, the truth is, build your relationship network. As in, follow people. Follow valuable people, basically. I don't know how to emphasize this again, but that's it. Please, the next slide. Another thing is you must build your content. You want to elevate your brand. You want people to know about you. You must build your content based on the stories that are happening in your classroom and things that are happening to you as a teacher. Please, the next slide. So this is just a picture of something that I was doing in my classroom too. I turned it into a post and then it generated a lot of attention. I think, I was talking about how I was making connections with what I was teaching the children and real life scenarios. It was just a post like that that also generated attention. Please, the next slide. Please, the next slide. Okay. I mean, these are some things that have come just as a result of building my brand. Now, how do you build your brand credibility? Consistency. Be consistent with what you're doing. Showcase your achievements. No achievement is too small. Don't let people tell you, oh, you are proud. You are showing off. Yes, you are showing off. Show it off. Showcase your achievements. Those achievements you are showcasing will bring much more achievements to you. No achievement is too small. You want teacher of the year. You want class teacher of the this. Celebrate yourself. Be your biggest hype man or hype woman, if that's what I can say. Showcase it. People will come and tell you things. People will tell you, oh, you are doing Obasabi in Nigeria's local parlance. People will tell you, oh, you are doing this, you are doing that. Please showcase every little mile of achievement. Use testimonials to your advantage and sometimes offer your skills to other people. You can volunteer with people. I know the people that I've offered my skills to, and in turn, I mean, I got opportunities from that. Please, the next slide. I'm just going to rush up, and then I know you want 2 minutes. In communicating your brand as a teacher, appearance is important. People will always see your appearance first. You don't need a little shirt skirt. Just make sure it looks good. People will judge you based on your appearance. Those things are not lies. People will judge you based on how you look. So, yeah, your appearance. Please, the next slide. Okay, please, the next slide. I'll still skip because I just want to wrap up in about 1-2 minutes. Okay, so I'm just going to pick one of these branding quotes and explain it as I end this session for today. Your brand is what other people say about you when you are not in the room. That is what your brand is. When you are not there, what do people say about you everywhere? The truth is, in this life, people will always talk about you. You do something good, they will talk about you. You do something bad, they will talk about you. So is it not better to now tell them what to say by talking about yourself? Your brand is what people say about you. So be deliberate about yourself and what you do. Don't forget, your brand is what you do and how you do it. If you build your brand, there are lots and lots and lots of benefits to build. So thank you very much, everyone. I think I've
Yay! Wow. So that was so good. Thank you so much, Kemi. I mean, that was a lot. That was a lot in just, like 30 minutes. One major thing is put yourself out there. That is how you can elevate your brand. Put yourself out there, whatever it is. Your own can never be too much because people that are telling you that your own is too much. If they give them the same opportunity that you are getting, they will grab it. So don't mind anybody's your own is too much. Let your own be much. Get the opportunities, build your self-esteem, build your self-confidence, be consistent. And I know that that's something that I've been trying to work on this year, just consistency, because everybody has a message. You have a message. You have a story to put out there. And like Kemi said, don't say, will this thing make sense? What will people? No, don't mind what people will say. As far as your story is coming from a place of authenticity, then most definitely people need to hear your story. Thank you so much, Kemi. Does anybody have any question for you? Because I know she's rushing. She wants to go home because the time has gone. Because she said she's still in school. She's at work, so I know she wants to go home. If you have any question, in fact, because you guys came late, if you have any question, send it to me and I will send the question to her. Whatever response she gives, I'm going to send it to the community group and then you get your answers. Thank you so much, Kemi, once again. The video is up on YouTube, so in case you want to share with people and you just need it as a resource, it's up there on YouTube for you to use. Thank you so much. I want to let you go. I'm really grateful.
I'm so sorry, I'm really rushing.
It's fine. It's fine. It's been a long day. It's been, for those who attended Edvest, they will know it's been a long day. Thank you so much for coming. I really appreciate you. I'll talk to you soon. Thank you so much. All right, everyone. Thank you so much for coming. Obadiah, thank you so much for coming by. I hope you learned a thing or two from today's training. You could visit YouTube to get the training.